Is going on? This is Ryan with Automatic Comics. In this video, we are going to check out the comics and art and everything that are coming up for sale in this next big Heritage Signature auction that's taking place from June 26th to June 29th. Now, if you watched one of these before, usually I pick out a few books I'm going to talk about, that kind of thing. I thought I would take a little different approach this time and actually just walk through all of the listings the way I would when I'm going through and kind of checking out an auction and figuring out which books are interesting to me. So I'll start talking about that as we're going through this because there's a lot of books. It might be a little bit longer video, but hey, get a chance to check out all this really cool stuff that's coming up for sale and kind of get an idea what really catches my attention when I'm looking through one of these auctions. So we're gonna go check all these out, and the listings are all in order of when they're actually going to sell. The auction is broken up into 4 days, and so you've got the big comic books that sell on the first day. That'll be that Thursday. Then the big original art on the second day. Then the a little bit more affordable comics on the third day. That'll be on the Saturday, and then the a little bit more affordable original art on the fourth day. That'll be that Sunday. It's not always true. Sometimes there's some really expensive books or original art that work their way into those third and fourth days, but generally the biggest stuff sells on those first 2 days. Now, for me, when I'm going through these auctions, what I do has changed a lot over time. So it used to be that I was pricing out 150, 200, 300 comics or whatever per auction, and I just don't tend to do that anymore. I've seen so many books now. I'm really looking for very specific things that catch my eye, and I just mark them, as tracking that item. And then it's just something that I can go in and I can price if I want to, or it just reminds me to go and check that item out when it's coming up for sale, or it just gives me a reminder of what it sold for after the fact. So we're just going to start going through this. You kind of see what type of stuff catches my attention. I'll talk about those. We might price some of these out as well. First thing here, you can see we've got this all story number 94. This is that pulp. That's the first appearance of Tarzan. Super expensive items, already at 28,000. All these numbers that you're going to see here are plus 20%. The numbers that show here don't show the buyer's premium. The buyer's premium does go into the final number that is reported on GPA, on Go Collect, all that type of stuff. So I always tell people, don't even pay attention to what the actual bid is. What really matters is the bid plus the buyer's premium. So in this case, if we go and look at this item, you can see here it's actually at 33,600 right now for this 1.5 first appearance of Tarzan. But all right, so this is one I'm gonna track. So I'm gonna track that one. I really do like this first appearance of Conan. I think it's a pretty awesome cover. I'd probably be interested in trying to get one of these at some point, but not right now. I am going to track this Action Comics number 1. You see, I did put in a bid early on, or not. Well, so it's Action Comics number 1, but it's just the cover. And so this cover, I'm thinking, is probably going to sell somewhere around 300,000. It's already close to 200,000. We know that the cover for Detective Comics 27 sold for it was like 226 or somewhere around there, $1,000 back on Comic Link maybe a year or so ago. So I was thinking this might go for 300 because this is actually a really nice looking cover too. This is one of the books that's from that Under the Stairs collection I talked about in that prior video, Action 15. So I want to track that just because of that. And then we've got this Adventure Comics 46, also from that Under the Stairs collection, which is already over what my estimated price was. I thought this would go for around 15,000, but I said I wouldn't be surprised if it went for more because the highest grade that's ever sold is like a 4 or 4.5. And this one is already at 16,200. So some big money there for that one. I'm definitely going to watch this Amazing Fantasy 15. And you'll see, I'm going to be watching a lot more of the books that are earlier on because these are going to be the biggest stuff, tends to be right up at the front. But this is a white page copy. They don't come up for sale all that often in high grade, especially. And so we'll see what this goes for. I know what this book has sold for a couple times already. And so I'll be interested, but those were all private sales. So I'd be curious to see what this one ultimately sells for on the public market. This one I did throw a bid on. I love this. This is the modern Grail. This is Amazing Spider-Man 667, the Delato cover. It's actually signed to 9.8. Is a really expensive book. This one I wouldn't be surprised if it goes up over 20,000 still. I really wouldn't be surprised if it hits those type of numbers still. It is sitting pretty low right now, so we'll see. Then we've got a Batman #1. You always got it. There's 4 or 5 Batman #1s in this auction, but this is the nicest one. This is a 3.5, already over 100,000. You can see it's at 108,000 already. I'll track that one. I'm definitely going to track both Captain America #1s. We got a 5.5 and a 4.5. See, I put in kind of a joke bit here. I expect both of these are going to go much higher than this. I think I always tell people that the bids that they're at pre-live bid, because these auctions will all, or these big books here will all sell live. And even if it's not an actual live sale with a live auctioneer, they'll have a countdown timer for the later sessions. So sessions 3 and 4 will have a countdown timer. Sessions 1 and 2 will have a live auctioneer. They tend to go up many times when you hit that actual live sale. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they get bid up ahead of time, but a lot of times you'll see books jump up 2, 3, 4 times what their bid was before the live actually started. So I'm going to watch those. I'm not really interested in either of these books. I'm not going to watch those two. I'm definitely going to watch this 9.2 FF #1 White Pages. This is also the White Mountain Pedigree, so I'm going to follow that one. Got a 9.2 FF5 First Doctor Doom. I'll definitely follow this book too, and a 9.2 Hulk 1. This will be really interesting to see what this sells for. Let's look this one up, because we already had a 9.2 Hulk #1 sell pretty recently, and it had a big number. It was this one right here. And I think this was on Heritage. I don't remember. Let's check. I didn't think this was Heritage. And it was. Okay, 825. 825 is just kind of a strange number for Heritage. Usually they get these different multiples. But 825, I thought it was Heritage, but just for some reason that number didn't make me think it was. But 825,000. I remember when this one sold. It surprised me on how high it went. So it will be interesting to see if this one can match that. It's not White Pages. This one is off white to white. This one was White Pages. On super high-end books like that, that is going to matter. And you can tell, like, this one just doesn't look quite as bright. I don't know if that's really the page quality, but I feel like this one doesn't look quite as bright. So I wouldn't be surprised if this one goes for less, but I still definitely want to track that book. Got a 9.6 First Loki. Definitely will track that one. And 9.4 Sergeant Fury. I mean, that's a cool book. It's crazy high grade, but I'm just not all that interested in that book. We've got a Wiz Comics #2, technically #1, first appearance of Captain Marvel. I'll definitely watch that at a 7.0. And a 9.2 X-Men 1. I mean, check this out. You got a 9.2 X-Men 1, 9.2 Hulk 1, 9.2 Fantastic Four, 9.2 or #1, 9.2 FF5. If you got the money, if you've just got like stacks and stacks of cash, ready to spend, you could put together a pretty impressive big Silver Age key collection in 9.2. I will absolutely watch this one. This is All American #16, first appearance of the Green Lantern, Alan Scott as Green Lantern. And I'll definitely watch that. Even Restored, that is a big book. I'm not too interested in these in the early Green Lantern issues. I do like that first appearance though. So I'm going to pass all those. So this is kind of, you're getting my, the process for me of what things I'm really interested in watching. And I'm not all that interested in Golden Age Green Lantern. Then we've got this one I'm definitely watching specifically because it is the Cosmic Airplane Pedigree. I sold my Cosmic Airplane Pedigree book relatively recently, and so I am definitely on the lookout to get another one, because it's just my favorite named pedigree. I really love that name of that pedigree. Now I'll definitely watch this one. This is that first appearance in comics. I'll say first appearance with a story in comics of Sandman, Adventure Comics #40. So I'll definitely check that one out. I'll watch that. This is just super cool cover. Adventure 42. I'll watch that one too. And keep moving on here. We got All-Star #8, first appearance of Wonder Woman. I'll be watching that one. I don't care for these early all winners covers, so I'm just like, I mean, some people like them. I'm not big into them, so I'm just not one I'm going to watch. And I'm going to keep moving on here. Now I've got to watch all the Batman ones. I mean, look, this is wild. 3 Batman ones back to back to back. I have to think that's going to negatively impact these two. Probably. I mean, maybe even this one. I mean, just having that many sell back to back, it's just, I feel like it's really going to eat into the the demand on that day. I'm surprised that the sellers didn't want to maybe have one of their books sell on the Saturday, just to get it separated away. But hey, it's their choice as the seller. I'm going to keep going here. Not my, again, like for some reason, like this book has never really appealed to me once I saw it in person. Batman 11. I know a lot of people love this Joker cover, but I don't know, not for me. So I'm going to keep moving on here. I'm going to watch this one just because it's a 9-0. This is a really cool book, Batman 25. It's the first team up, supervillain team up, where you've got the Penguin and the Joker. And a 9-0 is just an incredible grade for that. So I'll watch that one. Not really interested in either of those. I am going to watch this. Cap 2, CBCS, maybe that's a chance for a deal, being a Cap 2. And an 8-5 Cap 5. I have a Cap 5 myself. I'm definitely going to watch that one. I like watching books that I own just to see how they do. I feel like that's super low right now. I would I'll be bidding on that right now. I'm going to watch this one just because I love that cover. Chamber of Chills 19. 8-5 is an insane grade. I also like to watch pedigrees. I just tend to really like to watch pedigrees. So I'm going to watch this one, like especially the Gaines file copies. Those have been super popular lately. And so even though this isn't like my favorite cover or anything, Crime Suspense Stories #1, Gaines file copy 9.8. I'm going to watch that one. Early Tech 7.5 in a blue label. I'm going to watch that one. And I am absolutely watching a Tech 28 because I own a Tech 28 myself. And I want to see how that does. So definitely one that I'll be watching. Second appearance of Batman. He's not on the cover, but you've got his name on the cover there. You can see. But yeah, definitely a cool book. I will watch pretty much any early techs like this. I'm going to watch Tech 29. It is probably my second favorite pre-Robin tech cover. My favorite is 31. This is probably my second. 27 is probably like third or fourth. I'm not a huge fan of the cover for 27. I mean, I don't know if that's sacrilege or what, but I'm going to watch this one. We've got the first appearance of Clayface and first Joker cover, Detective Comics #40. Even though it's supposed to be Clayface on the cover, but yeah. Then we've got a Tech 43. I own this book as well, so I'm going to track that one. And I really like this Joker cover. I don't know. I feel like I've lost a little interest in it over time, but this is pretty cool. It's a double cover, so I'm going to track that one too. Now let's check this one out because I'm assuming that the interior cover is the nicer one because just from what I can tell. Yeah, so first cover is a 5.5, second cover is 7.5. If you're not familiar with double covers, the highest grade cover is the grade that it gets. Whether there's 1, 2, or 10 covers, the highest grade cover is the grade that it gets. So that one gets 7.5, even though the exterior cover is a 5.5. I imagine I'm just shooting from the hip here. I feel like that's going to be over 20 grand. The thing that might hurt it a little bit is because the lower grade cover is on the outside, but let's price that one out. So we do Detective number 69. And so we got Detective Comics 1942. Awesome Joker cover, 7.5. Yeah, so last sale, 23,500. I don't know how much it's really going to hurt it having that lower grade cover on the front, but I expect somewhere around 20. I think it'll probably get somewhere around $20,000. So let's keep moving. All right, we've got First Appearance of Red Hood, another book that I own. I always like to watch those. So we got an 8.0 and a 5.5. Both really nice looking copies. This 5.5 is nice. It has a little damage on the right edge. That 8.0 is incredible, though. All right, keep moving. I'm not a fan of Fantastic Comics books. Flash 2's, I mean, it's okay. I think it's first cover of Hawkman, but not one I'm overly interested in. Some people really like this one. This is a Schomburg cover, an early Robot cover, but not my favorite. So I'm going to keep moving on here. This one, same thing. It's just kind of like the books that have the pulp style covers. I'm not huge into the pulp art, that style. So it's a cool book, Marvel Mystery Comics #2, but I'm not all that interested in watching that one. Keep moving on here. All right, we've got Pickle Hitler here. You can see, you've got the green Hitler on the cover there. I will definitely watch this. A 7.5 is a pretty incredible grade for this book. That is going to likely hit some pretty big numbers. Let's check that one out. So we've got Marvel Mystery number, I think it's 46, right? Yeah, 46. So 1943 and a 7.5. 5. Yeah. Last sale, 45,600, 2023. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes a little lower. Um, it's hard to say. It's hard to say, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's somewhere more around 40. That's probably about where I would price it. That's one of those things that'll be really interesting to see how it does. That's how we can kind of gauge some of these prices that we saw a couple of years ago, even in the golden age. I don't expect to see the big drops like we see with, or what like we saw with silver and bronze and that, where books are getting cut in half and all that. Like this isn't going to be a $20,000 book, but I could see it drop into 40 or 38, somewhere in that range. Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, right now it's in well below that. It's around like 14. But we'll see. We'll see what that goes for. I mean, it's got 6 days left. Keep moving on here. Some early, more fun. I'll watch. I mean, this is a big first appearance of the Spectre, and this is first appearance of Dr. Fate. So I'll watch those as well. I'm not huge into the Mystery Men comics or National Comics. I will definitely watch oh yeah, that's right. I think there's like a full run of Phantom Lady in this auction. So we've got 13. And this is the Crippen, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There's actually 2 17s in this auction. 19, 20. Oh, there's no 21 here, but 22 and 23 as a CBCS. So that, I mean, again, an opportunity that if somebody wanted to pick up almost the full run of Phantom Lady, it looks like it's missing 21. Maybe there's a 21 later in this auction. I have to check. But that would be, one of your chances to do that. Planet Comics are really cool. I do like Planet Comics, but I'm kind of picky on which ones I would want to go after. I do really like these earlier ones that are referred to as the Rivet copies. And what I mean here is, you can see if we look at this book here, issue number 21, you can see all these rivets that are in the name Planet Comics. Whereas if you go to this one here, number 49, Mile High, I might have to watch that. 49, it does not have the rivets. I got to watch the Mile High copies. These are the Edgar Church copies. They tend to go for just huge premiums. People love to own Mile High or Edgar Church pedigrees. So I'm going to track those. Keep moving on here. This is actually the first appearance of Wonder Woman's lasso. So I think that's a pretty cool key. I've always liked watching that one. I feel like I'd like to own that book at some point. So we'll watch that one there. Keep moving on here. We've got a couple Superman number 1s. Got to watch Superman number 1. I love the cover for Superman number 3, even though the kid looks kind of funny, I think, on that cover, but I like the cover for Superman 3. I like the look of the train. That's why I like Action Comics 13 so much. I love the look of the train on that cover. Let's keep moving on here. I'm kind of picky with the Superman books that I want to watch. Actually, this one's just a cover. Interesting. Okay, just a cover, but still already at 31 grand. Okay, so I'm going to keep moving. All right. I will. I feel like I've seen this one sell before. I'm pretty sure I've bid on this book before. I don't know. I'm almost certain I bid on a Slightly Brittle USA 7. I am going to absolutely track that one, because this is one of my favorite Captain America covers. And I mean, the Slightly Brittle, some people don't want to touch the lower page quality, but I personally don't care. So I would absolutely bid on that. So I'm going to watch that one. All right, keep moving on here. We got some Wonder Woman, Wonder World comics, World's Finest. World's Finest, I'm pretty picky. There's a lot of covers I just don't care for. I mean, a lot of them are kind of this stuff. It's the campy, jokey covers, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's just not the stuff that I typically want to buy. If you were really into fishing, maybe that's the fishing cover for you. But we're gonna keep moving here. Yes, I mean, it's just mostly, these are all super high grades. They're going to go for a lot of money. You can see they're pretty low right now, but they'll get some pretty serious bids. But I'm going to keep moving on here. We've got a Crime Suspense Stories 22. I will absolutely follow that one. And I'm always following the Frank Frazetta Famous Funnies books. So Famous Funnies 210. Actually, I like a lot of his covers here. This is one of my favorites. I love the underwater aspect of this one. I'm surprised it doesn't get more attention, because underwater covers usually get a lot of attention. Like Seven Seas number 4. The Matt Baker Underwater is one of his biggest books. And I feel like this one doesn't seem to quite get the attention that it deserves. It's a really well done, in my opinion, underwater cover. So absolutely going to follow that one. Got another Marvel Mystery 46. Got two of them in this auction. And here's that second Phantom Lady 17. And here we've got another Phantom Lady 18. And we've got a Startling 49. So this, said before, I actually have a 4.5 in my PC right now. But I will still be watching this book and potentially bidding on this book again. I did put in a bid, but I've already been outbid. This is my favorite cover of all time. I love Futurama. I love that Bender, we got confirmation that Bender was based on this comic, that Matt Groening used this comic as reference for his creation of Bender. And that was from an interview that was on Comic Collector Geek's channel. And so I absolutely love that. I love the art of this. I love this cover, and it is my favorite cover of all time. And I will forever be probably trying to upgrade my copy of that book. I've bid on a number of books that are higher grade than mine. I just haven't won one yet. I will watch this one. Not my favorite cover. This is a Lee Elias. It is a very popular pre-code horror cover. It is definitely gruesome. I've owned it before, but not one of my favorites. Similar with this one. There's something about that ant, that ant with the guy's face just creeps me out. I don't know if I've ever owned this one. I don't know if I've owned this one or not. Maybe I have, but it is not my favorite cover. It's super gross. I do like this one though. I do like that one. The kind of like the monkey brain type cover. And so I will absolutely watch that. This has got to be a Gaines file. Yep. So Gaines file copy. I'll watch that one. And I'm always going to watch Amazing Fantasy 15. 7.5 ASM 1. I'll watch that one. Now we've got two 8.5 Spider-Man number 3s. First Doc Ock. Let's see. Is one of them maybe a... Nope. There aren't Pence copies or anything. Just two of the same ones. I'm probably going to scroll by a lot of the Silver Age right now. I mean, just for me, and this is where you're kind of getting an idea what I'm watching and tracking. I'm still nervous generally about Silver and Bronze for the most part. I mean, a lot of them have corrected back down to where I'm probably pretty comfortable with them, but I still want to wait and see. So for me personally, I'm probably not tracking those. I am going to watch this one. This is one of the books I always wanted as a kid. Now I do feel like that the pink and the Amazing Spider-Man there looks a little washed out. And so I don't know if it's just this print, this copy has like maybe a lighter print or something, but that feels a little washed out to me. So that's something that might hold me back on wanting to bid on that one. I mean, let's go check out like another copy. Amazing Spider-Man number 6. This is the first appearance of the Lizard. If you're not aware. But when I was a kid, I had a copy, and I still own it, of the second appearance of the Lizard. And so I always wanted a first appearance, and I've owned it once or twice, but I've never had a really high grade copy. Now, let's check out this one here. Yeah, see, like this is what I'm used to seeing. Like it's one of the things that actually always draws my attention to this book. It's like this super pink Amazing Spider-Man title, and it looks so unique. And this one just, like I said, it feels washed out. Like if I want a copy of this book, I want one that has like a color strike or, deep colors like this. This is the type that I'd be looking for. This is a stunning copy. But yeah, so now you see what I'm talking about. Like that's the type of stuff that I'm looking for with these. Let's keep going here. I mean, if you're into Amazing Spider-Man, I mean, there's some big books in here. I'll always watch the 9/8 of like First Punisher. I like to track and see where these are going because they kind of drifted below 20 grand, and I'd like to see where those are heading. I will always watch this book just because like I said, I love this cover, and a 9.6 is going to obviously be a more affordable opportunity to get one. And let's keep going here. 9.8 Avengers 2. That's pretty crazy. I just got to watch that because it's just 9.8 is crazy. And a 9.6 Avengers 4. I will watch that too. Let me keep moving on here. I always watch Cerebus, the Aardvark number 1, especially high grade copies. I have one that I need to get graded. That is a pretty nice copy. I think it could be like a 7.5. But yeah, a 9.2 is tough for this book. And so I'll be interested to see what that goes for. 9.2 Daredevil 1. Yeah, I don't need to watch that. I will watch these Fantastic Four number 1s and this Fantastic Four number 5, though, especially because we've got the Fantastic Four movie coming out. We've got all the hype around Doom. I like to kind of see what those books are doing. We've got a 9.8 FF48. I like watching the super high grade big keys like that. I'll absolutely watch that one. And 9.4, I'll watch it. First Black Panther, I'll watch that. I mean, you don't see books like this book up in the 9s all that often, especially not a 9.4. I'm actually curious when the last time one sold. So we've got Fantastic Four number 52. First appearance of Black Panther. And let's see here. I don't know if I said that. Did I say something wrong? I feel like I said Black Cat. I don't know. But yeah, first appearance of Black Panther. We had a 9.4 go for 14,400. See, it's been pretty level for a while. It's actually like fallen below this trend, but it's not below this like prior trend. So I mean, because like you got all the hype with the movies, and then we lost Chadwick Boseman, and so I mean that's something that's definitely hurt the value of this book, and hurt the value of that character in general for comics. And so I mean, but still, like you don't see 9.4s hardly ever. I mean, look, a 9.6 hasn't sold since 2023, and a 9.8 hasn't sold since 2016. You just do not see that book very often up in these types of grades, but you do see a lot of red there. I mean, you see a lot of red, down arrows for that book. So let's keep moving here. I don't need to watch the early Flash stuff. I will watch this Gobbledygook number 2. If you're not aware, the back cover of 2 and 1 are the first times you had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on a cover of something like this. Now they actually both came out at the same time. At least my understanding is they both came out at the same time, but 1 still sells for a big premium over 2. People just want the number 1. They want Gobbledygook number 1. But they're both expensive, but 1 is definitely the bigger of the 2. All right, let's keep moving here. We've got a 9.8. I like watching this one because this book, there's that one sale where it broke 100,000 for a 9.8. And then we've had like 2 or 3 more come up since then, and every one seems to sell for less. I think the last one might have actually gone up a little bit, but it seems like it's leveling out around maybe 40 to 50,000. But we'll see what this one goes for. And this is actually a signed copy by Stan Lee, so that might help it some. I'll watch a 7.5 Hulk 1. I mean, that's just a cool book. You don't see these they're just never this nice. And this is a nice looking copy. That 7.5 looks pretty clean. I don't need to watch the 6.5. 9.2 Hulk 2. I'll watch that. I don't need to watch the 180. I will watch the 181 and a 9.8 though. This book has been kind of all over the place lately. So I'll definitely watch that. I don't know if I need to watch either of these. I'm okay not watching those. I'll watch this just because I want to. I don't think I'd seen A Journey into Mystery 83 yet, and I like watching the big Silver Age keys, so I'll watch that one. We are already watching a higher grade, Jim 85. Got first Jane Foster, second Thor, but man, a 9.2. I'll watch that, and we got a 9.9. See, I'm always gonna watch the 9.9s. I'm always gonna watch those. So Secret Wars 8 and a 9.9. I'm gonna watch that one. This is, I think, the first Sergeant Rock. Our Army at War 83. I never remember the issue. I always remember the cover. So let's see if I got that right here. So we'll check out first true Sergeant Rock. Yeah, the one before that, it had like a slightly different name. But yeah, this cover, some of these books, like I don't necessarily remember the issue, but I remember the cover, and it's a very recognizable cover, and tends to go for quite a bit. People do seem to like that character. I don't feel like I need to watch that one though. I love these early Flash books. So the Silver Age ones. That's the thing. Like I don't really care for the Golden Age ones, but I love the Silver Age ones. This I can't tell. This feels washed out a bit. I can't tell though. I feel like this is normally a deeper purple. So I don't really need to watch that one. But I like these two. This is also the with the first appearance of Captain Cold. I like Showcase 8. I'm not a huge fan of Showcase 4. This is the cover, but I like Showcase 8, and I like this one. I think this one's fun. Showcase 13. Now we've got a 9.6 Silver Surfer 1 and a 9.8 Silver Surfer 3. Off-White to White Pages doesn't have that CVA sticker, so it's probably going to sell for way, way less because we had that 9.8 white pages with the CVA sticker on Comic Link sell for like, it was like 90,000 or something. And which was just bananas. And I think this one is going to go for way, way less. And I know people will be like, oh, it doesn't have the sticker. It's not white pages. And it's like, okay, I get it. But there's going to be a huge gap. There's going to be a huge gap, I bet, in the price between this one and that other one. I'm always going to watch a high grade copy of this. Silver Surfer 4, one of my favorite covers of all time. This has got to be a 35-cent. Yep. Yeah. So whenever I see a Star Wars #1 in one of these auctions, especially if it's not a 9.8, I instantly know that it's a 35-cent variant, because that means this is going to be a super expensive book. You can see it's already at about $24,000. So $19,500 plus the premium. I watch that book every time. I love seeing what that book goes for. I like the rarity that comes with that. I'm a type of person that is willing to pay for that rarity. I know some people do not care, just like they do not care about newsstands versus direct. I like that additional rarity that goes with the unique printing of that book. I mean, this is cool in a 9.4. I don't need to watch that one though. There's another big Silver Age key for Ant-Man. I'll always pick that one up, or not pick it up, but I'll always watch that one. And a 9.8 of another one of my favorite covers of the Silver Age. Just awesome Silver Surfer cover. I think it's a Marie Severin cover, isn't it? Let me check. I think it is. Let's see. Yeah. Marie Severin and Frank Giacoia cover. Yeah. There's something about, like, I love like the little detail in his eyes, like little ridges in his eyes. I love that cover. I've said before, like, high grade, high dollar books like 9.8s make me nervous because I'm always worried that like something's going to shift inside the case and damage the book. And then it's like a 9.4 or 9.2 and you lose just thousands and thousands of dollars in value. So I'm very hesitant to ever buy a book like that, but I love watching, see what they go for. This Calvin and Hobbes book has sold quite a few times. I see it. I feel like I see it in almost every big heritage auction lately. This like teaching with Calvin and Hobbes, this non-numbered, but we'll see what that goes for. I don't need to watch that one, but I will tend to usually watch a first print of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And so 9.2, I'm going to watch that one. And we've got another first print signed. And I will watch that one too. All right, let's keep moving on here. All right. I told you this is going to be a longer video. I mean, if you want to hang out, you can while you're, I don't know, folding laundry or whatever, you can listen to me just go through all these, these different books. All right. So now we've got a couple of pulps here. This is probably my favorite pulp cover. I'm going to watch it. I will own one at some point, but they keep, like, the 7.0s keep going for like 20 grand or 30 grand. So I can't pay that. But yeah, I'll watch that. Now, if you aren't interested in the original art, you can just skip past the original art part of this video, because I'll get back to comics in a little bit when I get to what will be day 3 of the comics. Right now we're hitting the original art. I'll actually go through that pretty quick, and you'll see kind of how I like to go through original art. And for me, it's got to catch my eye. And if it doesn't, I'm not watching it. And so that's why a lot of times, like, if it's not like either a big splash page or a cover or something, I'm probably not interested in watching it. I'm just generally not going to, even though I know these are big pages, like Steve Ditko, Amazing Spider-Man #6, page 21, like early page by Ditko is going to go for huge money, but it just, all the panels and stuff just doesn't really interest me. And so I'm not going to watch it. And that's why I'm going to watch this one, because this Spider-Man versus Wolverine cover is awesome. And so I will watch that one, and I'd love to see what it goes for. It's not going to be for me. Like, I don't have that. It's already at 31,000 plus another 6, like 37,000. But yeah, I mean, that's a pretty cool cover, but I don't need to watch that one. But see, I'm going to keep scrolling on here. There's definitely gonna be probably some Frank Frazetta slight nudity in some of these. Be a little careful. I'm definitely going to watch this. I mean, I feel like this could be like a $200,000 cover. Like original art like this. It's just such an iconic cover. The Joker Tech 880, it's sitting at 96,000 right now, but I feel like that could be a $200,000 cover. But I'm going to keep going here. Just keep moving on. I mean, Jim Lee stuff, super cool. I'll watch that one. I like the Jim Lee stuff. And so I really like his art. I like his style. That's why I bought that Jim Lee page. And so I'll tend to watch those. This is pretty cool just because it's early Thanos cover and Jim Starlin. So I'll watch that. I mean, already at 90,000. I'm not watching it because I'm bidding on it. I'll also watch this Calvin and Hobbes. You just don't see early or really any Calvin and Hobbes original stuff. So that's pretty cool to see. So I'll watch that one. And and I'll probably miss something here and there because I got it. I'm gonna try to go through these a little bit quicker. Like this thing's crazy. Look how big that is. But yeah, we'll keep moving on. There's a bunch of cool covers, but just I mean stuff that's I don't know, not really for me that I'm all that interested in. And so keep moving. And let me know in the comments. What stuff are you planning or are you planning on bidding anything? And what things do you like to watch that are in these auctions? Here we've got some Frank Frazetta original art. I mean, for me, at this point, it really is a lot of it's just like what catches my attention. What are things I haven't seen before? I mean, with the original art, it really is just the immediate eye appeal. You know, like for me, it's that immediate eye appeal. And if it doesn't have that, then I'm probably just not going to watch it. And that's just, I mean, everybody gets their own, gets to decide what they want to bid on, what they want to watch. I mean, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Jim Lee, Dark Side. Yeah, I'll watch that one. That's pretty cool too. I'll watch that. Not that I'm going to be bidding on them necessarily, but I mean, I think those are just some really cool pieces. So let's keep moving on here. Got McFarlane. It's pretty sweet. McFarlane stuff is getting so expensive. I'd love to own something cool like that with McFarlane, but it's like I feel like everything is like 20, 30 grand now. But yeah, let's keep moving on here. Peach Momoko, some pretty cool covers there. I'll watch all those. I like that one. That one's pretty sweet. So but yeah, I'll watch those. We got some Invincible original art. If you're into, if you're into Invincible, it's pretty cool. Doom cover there. Let's keep moving on. Nothing else grabbing my. I really like Alex Ross's work. I tend to watch those just because, similar, like I said, like it just grabs my attention. It's something about his style just grabs my attention. So I tend to watch a lot of the Alex Ross. Like this one's awesome. Like that's pretty cool. I'll watch that one. That one not as much. That one I don't really. That one's pretty cool. I'm not feeling this one as much. So keep moving on here. And now we've got, so I do like to watch some of the Charles Schultz Peanuts stuff, especially the really early ones. Like if they've got any that slip into the 50s. But I don't, so I'm not going to watch all of them. I'm especially not going to watch the later stuff, but I will often look for certain types of content, like Snoopy stuff like that is definitely going to catch my attention a little more than maybe something else. Or like this one, like one of the baseball scenes, like that's the type of thing that's going to catch my attention that I want to watch. Like this is just, I feel like this is just like an iconic Snoopy, as the World War I flying ace, along with Woodstock. Like those are the types of ones that yeah, just will catch my attention. I do. Sinkovitz, he's got some really cool stuff. This one isn't speaking to me, but I do often like to watch his work. He's got some good stuff, even more recently. Like I feel like some of his stuff in the kind of the teens, like 20 teens in that area, have been really, really cool. He's had some really cool stuff that's been in some of these recent auctions. All right, keep moving on here. Witch's Tales, that's a cool one. I'll watch that. And then it's like a recreation, not really something I want to watch. Let's keep moving on here. A lot of adult verification. so if you're if that's what you're interested in, you want to get some adult verified original art, then there are plenty of options, it seems, in this auction. All right, so we are through the original art, and now we are back to comics again.